morning, everybody. Welcome to Treya Tarot. This is the collective reading from Monday, August 12th, 2024. I'm going to pull a Talisman Oracle card first and then move into the Ethereal Visions Tarot for today. My morning has already gone a little strangely. I'm just going to move that. And I have this feeling like something's resetting today, or how do I explain this? It's like something's very, very quiet. So I'm imagining that there's information coming through, because whenever there's quiet, change. See? All right, so the Talisman Oracle comes up with the change card. So I assume this reading will be about what those changes might be, revolving around. I hope everyone's doing well. If you like my reading style, or you like the content I make here, please like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you want to get notified when I make new videos. It means a lot to me, every single person that comments or subscribes to the channel, because I am intentionally trying to build something reciprocal here, or collaborative in some way. And that's so much easier when people are interacting. So let's see what we have. Knight of Cups. All right, there's already themes of what makes us feel fulfilled, or what we want. It looks like this change is a change of mind. And even though they're not all swords cards, which would be more indicative of mental changes, the relationship here between the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, about not knowing which way to move. Okay, the Five of Wands, it's sometimes considered a pointless battle between the heart and the head, but I feel like there's a change of mind happening, and that whatever you're going back and forth on in your internal landscape, in your internal world, yeah, this will get cleared up fairly quickly. Okay, so it seems like this has something to do with potential heartbreak or potential loneliness. So right off the bat, I can say there's probably a few people who are considering a breakup here. That someone is, or multiple people, collectively even, we are considering the choice between one thing and another. And those two things are probably freedom and commitment. From what I can see here, justice, that sense of fairness and balance and finality in a way, that comes through with that card, having to oversee a process of seeing past a heartbreak and not being afraid of isolation and loneliness. Just be wary of whether or not the cause you're fighting for, or the point you're arguing, is legitimate. If you are arguing just simply because you need to be right, you're going to end up regretting that mistake. It's a mistake. So make sure that you're arguing something, or that your argument is founded in something that's heart-centered for you, if there is an argument involved. Okay, because with the Five of Wands and the Five of Swords, there's that contention, that tension between opposite sides, or multiple parties, things like that. The Five of Swords leaves me with this feeling of, just make sure you're not trying to win at all costs, because you will end up losing. But the change here is a change of mind between what we used to assume was our fulfillment and what we now know we actually need. The Star, hope, Seven of Swords. This is manipulation, disarming the opponent, stealing away, obviously secrecy, anything that's underhanded, things like that. Ace of Pentacles. The thing about the Seven is that it can be a good thing on some level, depending on the circumstance. So keep that in mind. It can be you getting away from something just in the nick of time. The Star, hope, and then the Ace of Pentacles. There's a definite change here that happens first in the heart and mind, and then transitions into physical reality. And it has something to do with the way in which we betray ourselves to engage with other people. and the ending of that process. So if you happen to be a person who views relational situations, no matter what the context, as transactional, you might come up against some really intense shifting this week. All right, I'm going to pull another layout because I feel like this is not the whole story. There's been a lot about relationships over the past couple of days as I've pulled cards. Even though I don't post on weekends, I still pull. And there's a lot about relationships and about shifting priorities and, you know, the way in which we don't tend to represent our actual desires in relationship for fear of being alone. There's some interesting themes coming up past couple of days about that. So I can definitely see how this might pertain to that, you know. But collectively speaking, I think this is about getting more honest about what we want in any circumstance, you know, any relational or interaction-based circumstance, so that we're not misrepresenting ourselves. The Tower, the Seven of Cups, and the Moon. Oh, interesting. So the thing that's really keeping us from our felicity, keeping us from our happy ending, so to speak, or our happiness in general, is this idea that there's always something better coming around the corner. It feels to me like this relates on a collective level to the way in which and I mean this in the US, because I know that not everyone is necessarily in the US, but a lot of us are taught kind of in a subconscious way that there's always something better, bigger, more lucrative, more important, more fulfilling, more romantic around the corner for us. We are kind of given this sort of false sense of constant projection into the future, constant hope that we'll end up with better. And I think that leaves many of us with this feeling like what we have is not enough, or that the love we're building is not the best love, or that the lifestyle we're living is not the thing we deserve. You know, we use words like that a lot. I have a feeling this is going to get confronted this week. These ideas of constantly searching for something that fits better or looks better or feels better or you know, presents less challenges, all of those things, that's what's going to be confronted. Because it seems like what we actually are living in is that we're surrounded by the potential of the fulfillment we really want, but we're distracted by all the potential possibilities. The interesting part about how this relates to the first pull is that that tends to be a very common reason why relationships end. So in whatever way you are focused on a potentiality or a figment of your imagination as a hope device, as a device for hope, if you are fantasizing more than you're creating about any particular one aspect of your life, now would be the time to end that and make something real, because the resources are available to us to create this sort of supported, generally fulfilling experience in the real world, if we would just have the strength to end the fantasy. So there's something very real available to each of us, or to some of us, whoever resonates with this. You know, it's different for each day and every person, you know, but there's something very real available that we're missing because we are so focused on an imaginary aspect of our inner world or of our, you know, hope for the future. Collectively, I could see how ending that would change the world, because if we all got really grateful for, you know, what we had in the moment all at once, you know, I think a lot of the way we moved would change. The Fool, taking the leap of faith, moving into something else, and then the movement away from difficulty with that Six of Swords. This won't feel necessarily like a movie scene when this happens, the realization might be profound. It might feel a tiny bit shocking, in that sense, like a light bulb goes off over your head about what you're not paying attention to, and you turn around, you're like, this changes everything. But it won't necessarily feel like it immediately solves the problem. This does take a little bit of understanding your wilder aspects, understanding the ways in which you might self-sabotage, and taking the reins from a much more mature, much more observant place, so that you can end the cycle that you've been in. It seems like what we want collectively, individually, is possible, but most of us have been so distracted by the things that aren't possible that we've missed the things we wanted. And I just see the end of that coming very, very quickly this week. Change, I'm going to leave that out as the first one. Magical power and leadership. This is echoed with the strength and the moon, in my opinion, but there's a feeling here like you can create the change, you can experience the fulfillment by getting very disciplined and focused on what you can create, what you can actively create and take part in. And then leadership. The lion thing, the lion and the tiger for me are kind of mirroring each other, but this feeling of wisdom that comes with both of them and fierceness that comes with both of them, the way that sort of conflicts with the image of raw power when it doesn't have to. You can harness the power that you have to make active creative change in your life, in your relationships, in your work situations, in all of the areas of your life that matter to you, if you would just stop spending all of your time imagining what might be better. Make the better now. Make it real. See what's better right where you stand and work on that. All right, very good. I will see you tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good day, and I hope you make the changes that you want to make in your life, because you can, and you always could. But now's the time. Have a good day.